welcome back to Derby Date Night Juniors Tournament Edition. We are live at Perry Park in Indianapolis, Indiana, where we are one of 9 different regional playoff locations battling for a chance to play for the national title. We are following 6 amazing teams over the course of this weekend. Our hosts, Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby, are joined by Black and Bluegrass from Kentucky, Pittsburgh Roller Derby from Pennsylvania, Kalamazoo Killer Bees out of Michigan, Cincinnati Junior Roller Derby from Ohio, and Savannah Roller Derby from Georgia. This is what our bracket has looked like so far, and this is it. This is the kit and caboodle. This is all of the biscuits, whatever it is that you say. I think I made that one up.
All the jelly beans.
All the jelly beans. I am, are you kidding me? I am one half of Derby Date Night. I am here with Seriously, my forever date night, and the guy behind the scenes who refuses to get on the mic. And I have got one of our favorite third wheels here to help us with all of the official stuff. Admiral.
Wow, you are.
I just demoted you. I didn't mean to do that.
It could never actually happen.
Admiral Abby Duffield is here to help us out after being with us this morning. We had so much fun, we decided to have you come back for the championship game.
Absolutely, and just happy to be here, and really just I'm here for the chat and for you and for the Derby because this is going to be such an exciting game.
It is.
I got to watch the game yesterday in the evening. That was, I believe, Savannah versus Indianapolis, and that was an absolutely stellar game. So it's going to be really fun today to see these two teams go up against each other.
Yes, last night's game was just such a nail-biter all the way down to the end. Savannah pulling it out in overtime. Pittsburgh able to get here by, who did they battle? Kalamazoo. They had a battle with Kalamazoo, and they came out on top for that one. And the winner of this game will go on to the national championship in Loveland, Colorado on July 12th and 13th.
JRDA Champs has to be one of my favorite events. I've gotten to go to Champs many years in a row, and you just see some of the highest level of Derby. I think of like all Derby of both like MRDA, WFTDA. It's so incredible because you can see the pathway that these skaters are going on. You can see how they're building their skills over time, and it's really inspiring to see in the sport.
Absolutely. Love to see it. For those of you who are joining us for the first time and don't know what Derby Date Night is, we bring you live roller derby in and around the Midwest. We are live almost every single weekend at the peak of the Derby season, and so we would love it if you liked and subscribed. We also have a membership program that you can join if you want to support us in doing more of what we do. We want to keep bringing as much Derby as we can to our community, and if you scan that QR code right there, you can learn a little bit more about becoming a member. But now to why you are here today for this championship game. These are our members, by the way. I didn't know Sirius was going to do that graphic.
All of our wonderful third wheels.
All of our wonderful third wheels who help support us and help keep us rolling strong. Speaking of puns, that's another thing we do here at Derby Date Night. We claim to bring you good roller derby and bad jokes.
Good derby, bad puns.
Good derby, bad puns. So the theme for this weekend has been candy, and we have been making jokes in the candy-related theme all weekend long. And I know, Abby, you have brought us some special treats to enjoy during the game, so we'll be chatting a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'll bring them out as the game continues, and we have a snack attack.
All right. Everybody is in the chat cheering on their favorite skaters or their favorite teams. The crowd is already chanting and clapping, and everybody is ready to go wild. We have got Bigfoot on the line for Pittsburgh. We have got Slaya on the line for Savannah, and this game is about to get started. That whistle means the game has started, and we are going to find out who is going to be the first lead jammer of this game, and it is going to be Bigfoot for Pittsburgh. Slaya, meanwhile, is in a tripod at the back, takes a hit to the outside. Bigfoot coming into the pack on a first scoring pass. He is being pulled to the back, recovering and coming up on that outside line, getting stuck by a whole bunch of blockers. Slaya continuing to try and find space at the back. Bigfoot stretching that pack out in the front. And the blocker that was blocking, I think, might be getting called on an out-of-play block there because that pack got a little too stretched out. So a couple Savannah players headed to the box, but Bigfoot is through, has scored 4 points, is on his second scoring pass, now scored 8 points. Slaya continuing to almost find space, and every time he does, he just gets pushed and pulled right back to the back of the pack. Bigfoot on another scoring pass. That is now 12 points 4. Pittsburgh, as Slaya is getting pulled to the back by Lakeinator, who is ready to block. Pittsburgh is Bigfoot through for another 4. Pittsburgh is using the 1-3, and I'm noticing this more in higher level derby of using the tripod method with one offense.
Yep, it's a 3 in the tripod, and then you send your 1 to go and break up walls or help your jammer. It's interesting because it looks like Savannah is starting with a 2-on-2 offense, which allows for those little pods to go and do very agile work, but it's hard for them to communicate. So I'm curious to see if they're going to stick with a 2-on-2 strategy, or if they're going to kind of like move between different sort of like theologies that you could use for what they're going to do.
And it looks like we're going to be starting this next jam with just a 2 offense because there's only 2 blockers out on the track to block Sirius Pack from Pittsburgh. Meanwhile, Monster, one of our third wheels, almost got lead jammer, but instead ended up with a track cut. Oh no! And will be sitting in the penalty box for 30 seconds. Meanwhile, Sirius has been named lead jammer and is coming around to try and score points for Pittsburgh. And getting past the last Savannah blocker, Sirius is getting the first 4 points of this jam, bringing Pittsburgh to a total of 20. Monster is standing in the penalty box, so 10 seconds left on that penalty. Sirius decides to call the jam, freezing Monster in the penalty box, and will start the next jam with a power jam for Pittsburgh while Monster waits in the box.
What a fast game.
I'm not breathing.
Yeah,
when I'm doing the play-by-play.
It's so quick. It's so quick.
I'm literally like there's so much to say.
There is.
I can't even pause. There's so much action. I fell in love with both of these teams yesterday, watching them.
Yeah.
And I have been excited all day to see how these two teams are going to match up against each other because they're both so fun to watch. Bigfoot with a very short power jam. Monster is about to be released from the box. Monster is eligible for lead jammer, but is not going to get it because Bigfoot is out of the pack and will be lead jammer. Monster flying through the pack as Lakeinator is pulling. That's not Lakeinator. That is, who is that? That's Bandelion, who was pulling Monster back there. It's just going so fast. Wait, is Monster going back to the box again?
No, the jam's ended.
Okay, somebody did the power jam motion, but maybe they were just excited.
Oh, I think it's on Bigfoot.
It's Bigfoot?
Yeah, Bigfoot's sitting in the box.
Oh.
I did not see the penalty.
Okay, so this is an opportunity now for Savannah to get their first points on the board in this game. If they can take advantage of this power jam while Bigfoot waits in the box, they also only have 3 blockers out on the track for Pittsburgh. Oh, that looked like it hurt. Slaya getting a little tumble and being pulled back to the back of the pack. That pack is starting to move. And it's not a tripod right now. Do you see that? That is 4 on defense. Now it's a tripod as some great offense coming through from 119 on Savannah. That is King Corey, who I know we saw jamming a little bit yesterday, but is now providing offense. Have we gotten a lead jammer yet? We're on turn 4.
We have not gotten a lead jammer yet.
Not been called lead jammer.
Nope, it's still available.
Bigfoot is out of the box. Lead is still available. We have passed the jammer line. Holy schmoly, the blocking here. And Bigfoot comes out of the box and gets called lead jammer at turn 2, the second go around.
Yes. Big jump on the apex there.
But it was not landed well. And so Bigfoot is going, or legally, it was landed fine. It was not landed legally. So Bigfoot goes to the back of the pack there. Slaya, meanwhile, is continuing to struggle at the back of the pack. I'm surprised that Savannah has not taken the star off and tried to pass to the pivot. There we go.
There we go. They heard you.
King Corey is now the jammer for Savannah and is going to be, and I know that King Corey is normally a jammer, so he is able to do this and work hard to get out.
Very smart work there by our jammer with one hand, but it looks like maybe more than one hand happened.
Oh, yep, and he is communicating, yep, I understand the penalty. I like the respect that Bigfoot was giving there to the refs, saying, yep, you called me. So now this is a power jam for Savannah, even though Pittsburgh came out and got lead. Now it's going to be a 2-minute jam. So luckily, King Corey was the pivot because King Corey does know how to jam because this jam, well, 2 minutes is up already because it took us like a minute to get a lead jammer.
It took a long time. And that was very smart pack work by Savannah in this last jam. So their blockers stayed in the back to allow for that pack to spread forward, and King Corey had the advantage in terms of pushing through that front wall.
All right, Bigfoot still in the box. Did you see how many fingers he just held up? I think he's 15 seconds left. He was communicating, and I couldn't see. But it's definitely more than 10 seconds because he's sitting.
Still sitting.
So Monster will have a little bit more than 10 seconds to be able to try to get lead jammer. Roller Derby 24/7. Coach Eric from IJRD has gifted you all 20 memberships to Derby Date Night.
So exciting.
So exciting, as is this game. Monster is your lead jammer for Savannah.
And that's Savannah's first lead of the game.
Wow. And were there points grabbed there?
There are. Yep, we got 4 points in the air.
4 points. Bigfoot was able to get out of the box, so the box is not empty, though.
Some good sportsmanship right there between the two jammers.
Yes, I love sportsmanship between jammers. Eggs is in the chat. Hello, Eggs.
Hi, Eggs.
Eggs had the absolute delight to watch Bigfoot skate at dawn of the Derby. Seeing him go up against freaking Freight Train was amazing.
Gosh, how much fun could that be to be like?
So much fun.
God, the amount of skill on the track, and Freight Train has been skating for so long.
Yeah. And Serious Pack is out of the pack and will be lead jammer for Pittsburgh Roller Derby.
Savannah's 2-on-2 offense is holding back some of the blockers from Pittsburgh, and it's really creating openings for their jammer to get out. We've got the star pass in the front with King Corey happening, and we're chasing each other down.
Nice. These jammers are going to race to the pack. So Eric, Roller Derby 24/7, who gifted 20 memberships. You can only get one of our Derby Date Night memberships, and you will get a 1-month free membership if you subscribe to our channel right now.
Right now.
Right now. You subscribe to our channel. We have got 19 memberships still out there and open. If you would like a membership to Derby Date Night, you get access to all of our perks, like special emojis, a wheel next to your name.
It's so much fun to be a part of the community, to get to engage. It's not just in the chat, but you're part of something bigger and greater. So if you don't have one, go get one.
Yeah. Absolutely. We love our members, which we affectionately call our third wheels here on our Derby Date Night. Bigfoot is lead jammer and is out of the pack and coming around on a scoring pass. Slaya, meanwhile, is getting recycled to the back of the pack, but that player looks like the one that was recycling is going to the box for Pittsburgh. Bigfoot coming around on a second scoring pass. Slaya has the star off and has passed it. Nice apex jump there by Bigfoot. C. Swift is now the jammer for Savannah, pushing against a 2-wall at the front, staying in bounds with a up on that. I am noticing so much with the spin on one foot is how a lot of jammers are getting through at the front of the pack.
Really controlled, utilizing the other blocker to get around and pivot on those hips to be able to use that momentum to clear out.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is such an engaging game.
Fast-paced.
So fast.
So fast-paced right now.
You blink and you miss it.
Right? King Corey on the line for Savannah. Serious Pack on the line for Pittsburgh. And the big thing that is on the line here is a chance, a ticket to go to Nationals for JRDA.
They're going to put everything out on the track today.
They're going to put everything
both
out on the
teams
track.
want it. Both teams want that spot.
Absolutely. Both jammers in the pack. Both jammers trying to find any sort of space. That pack is all jumbled up. Ooh! Serious with a tumble at the front.
But got lead, it got out first.
Whoo, just barely. King Corey also out, and these two jammers are going to race to the pack. Serious, fine, there it is, that's the clinic. Get through, grab your points, and call it.
What a smart play, gosh. Especially and props to King Corey. Did not let up on the speed, continued to try to get through. There could have been box points there that could have been picked up. So just very, very smart play by both teams.
Absolutely. Monster and Bigfoot. Are they running a 2-jammer rotation, both teams? Because I feel like it's Monster and Slayer, and it's Bigfoot and Serious?
Bigfoot, Serious, and I've Monster and King Corey. That's who I've seen come out.
How are they not getting tired?
Is that the benefit of youth?
Right.
Oh, beautiful spin move there on the inside by Bigfoot.
Bigfoot is through as your lead jammer for Pittsburgh. Monster, meanwhile, busting through a 2-wall at the back to get out of the pack and to chase down Bigfoot, who is currently stuck in the pack on a scoring pass, but is able to get through and tap those hips to call that jam. Amazing. Wonderful job. Sirius and Bigfoot going to give each other a high five, and King Corey, see, they're going to make liars out of us. I said they're using a 2-jammer rotation, and now, nope, we're going to put King Corey out. We're going to use a 3-jammer rotation.
I mean, they're adapting to the gameplay that they're seeing here and what they
Absolutely.
need to do. Pittsburgh's defense has been really hard for them to get through. Savannah's been very agile and strategic about what they've been trying to do, but you've also got two very physical teams.
Penalty box is got one blocker from Savannah in it, and it is Sirius who comes out with lead jammer, but King Corey is able to get out and is about half a track behind. Sirius was thinking about jumping the apex there, but then was like, oh, I don't need to, and just went right through, grabbed those 4 points, and called the jam.
It was a nice little, it wasn't a ton of space that opened up on the inside. It was a very just nuanced. There's something that happens when you get into higher ranked derby where it's not that you're doing big hits and big sweeps. You're actually becoming much more efficient with your energy. And it's little picks, little shifts.
Absolutely. Love the crowd getting into it, and even the jammers are clapping with the crowd as they're doing their cheers. Absolutely love this. Bigfoot jamming for Pittsburgh, and is it Monster is on the line for Savannah. Bigfoot is through and will be lead jammer. Monster is resetting a little bit at the back of the pack, trying to stay inbounds up on those toe stops, and is able to get through to chase down Bigfoot. Savannah doing a really good job, even though they have not been getting the lead percentage. Oh, that was a gorgeous jump. Even though they haven't been getting the lead percentage, they've been forcing the call off in every single jam.
Yes, they're not allowing for that like spin up to really continue. They're not really letting Pittsburgh get that momentum.
Yeah.
Really great block there in the very beginning by Disney Villain on Savannah, which is 3-1-4-6. Just like a nice little pick on the inside for our jammer.
Absolutely. Anthony says, Pittsburgh is such an amazing team. I enjoyed officiating for them all season. Good job, Yins, and good luck. They are the Yins Are Dead All-Stars.
Yins are dead.
Yins are dead, because you're from the East Coast, so you know how to say it. I
Yins.
don't.
Yins. I feel like a lot of the East Coast accent is you just start chewing on all your vowels.
Chew on your vowels. Got it. Sirius is out as lead jammer for Pittsburgh, but we're doing it again. King Corey is able to get out as well and will be chasing down Sirius, who is going to get into that pack, get through, grabbed all 4 points, and called it. And that's a clinic. That is exactly how you want to do it there. All right, getting ready for the next jam of the game. These jams are going so fast. We are halfway through the first half, and we have had 12 jams so far. This has gone so fast already.
I don't understand where the time's gone.
Yeah, it happens. Didn't we just start like 2 minutes ago? We didn't do rosters, Sirius is saying. We want to honor. So during this team timeout, let's go through and make sure that we are looking at who is playing. We've got the Pittsburgh Derby Brats captained by Forrest Bump. We've seen some great work from all of these skaters already in this first half. And for Savannah, Savannah brought a shorter roster, as you can see.
Oh, wow.
Velveteen Rabbit is captain. You were able to bring up to 20 skaters, but you only roster 15. I believe Savannah only brought 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 13 skaters. So Savannah is skating with 2 less skaters than Pittsburgh. And looking at penalties so far, staying pretty low over here on Pittsburgh.
It's been a quiet whistle game.
Yeah, it really has. Looking at Savannah, even less. So very quiet so far. We are 1/4 of the way through.
It's been a very physical game so far. There's there's a lot of speed, there's a lot of physicality, there's a lot of strategy. I mean, you've got so many experienced folks that are on the track here.
Yeah. I am excited to see these skaters as adults too.
Oh yeah.
This is juniors. I can't even. Sometimes I look at this and I'm like, is this really juniors?
They'll continue to grow.
My goodness, they are so good. They are so talented and so fun to watch. And I just can't even. The adult skaters better be ready. They better be ready when these skaters age up. Although some of them have already aged up because you can do a roster for a little bit.
Hey, we've got lead here for Savannah.
Hey, Monster getting lead for Savannah. Bigfoot was able to get out and will be chasing Monster down. And a big apex jump there from Bigfoot, grabbing those 4 points. Monster also able to get 4 points in that jam. Great job by Savannah. Here on Derby Date Night, we also choose a skater of the game. every single game that we stream, and so we will be nominating one jammer and one blocker from each team during halftime to be chosen as the skater of the game, and you all will have an opportunity to vote for who that person is going to be during the second half. King Corey on the line for Savannah and Sirius Pack for Pittsburgh.
Oh, what a beautiful opening there.
That was some great offense there. Sirius is through, but King Corey also through, and they are so fast.
So fast.
Sirius in the pack. King Corey in the pack, hoping to be able to score some points here. Sirius is not calling it, so a little bit of a strategy change here for Pittsburgh as King Corey was able to get 4 points. Sirius is through, looks at his bench, and I think we're going to run this, but King Corey says, great, go ahead and run it because I'm grabbing 4 points.
We got 2 blockers for Pittsburgh out of the pack joining in.
That's why they were running it. They wanted to get those blockers out of the box. Sirius is in, and I think Savannah outscored Pittsburgh on that one.
On 4, yeah. Really smart play by Savannah going into one of the scoring passes for Pittsburgh. They drew themselves together. They had very good defense in terms of holding back. That's when King Corey got through to get that jam up for those points.
Eggs, you can leave that message there. Eggs said King Corey's apex jumps are higher than Derby Date Night's height. Those who have not seen me, I am a very short person. I bet Bigfoot could apex jump me.
Probably.
I bet Bigfoot could. His jumps are so high. Although, truthfully, all of these jammers, I have seen every single one of these jammers out here in this game do some amazing apex jumps. They are all so talented and so good. So exciting.
Just wild. Just wild.
Oh, Anthony says Pittsburgh got several of the brats. I can say they are definitely giving adults a run for their money. Love that. Love that, because all that does is make other people better. So as these skaters come up, they're going to challenge those adults, and everybody's going to get better at roller derby, which brings us more competitive games, more fun, more community, and just more derby love.
It brings up the bar.
Absolutely bringing up the bar. What do you think this official timeout is about? Should we do some speculation? I have no idea what this official... It's not an official review.
No.
It's an official timeout. They don't seem to be looking at the scoreboard too much. I guess we're not going to speculate. You know, one of our favorite third wheels in the chat, I think he went to bed at this point because he's in Australia, but he usually says they're doing a movie review.
Well, I mean, sometimes there's jokes in the middle, like we do jokes here. I think for this one, it may just be kind of level setting about the general, like there's been a few penalties. We've got lead for Savannah again.
There we go, Monster.
That's 2-2 for Monster.
I know. And it's interesting to see, and we have a new jammer for Pittsburgh in Punch Buggy, who is coming into that back of the pack. Really good awareness from Punch Buggy, because Punch Buggy came in hot at the back of the pack there and could have accidentally gotten a back block, but very intentionally was going right for those shoulder blades
good
of the 2 blockers. Very good angle to make sure that that hit was legal.
I think with a physical game like this, my speculation would just be kind of like making sure that all of the refs are in a good headspace, that we're all kind of on the same page with whatever's going on.
Yep.
That way we can be giving consistent calculation as the game is continuing.
Absolutely. Bigfoot on the line for Pittsburgh, and King Corey, who has been really successful. I'm noticing Savannah is being really smart here. They've seen that King Corey has been a really successful jammer, and so he's going out a little bit more as jammer than he was at the very beginning.
And Pittsburgh's responding to that. You see this really strong tripod that's putting King Corey sort of into that really stopped position. Savannah's 2-on-2 offense is still doing a really good job.
Bigfoot taking a hit to the outside by Slaya, who is pivoting right now.
Toes on the inside.
Bigfoot is out as lead jammer. That one took 30 seconds to get a lead jammer established. So Pittsburgh not getting as easy of a time getting those lead jammers. They're having to work for it a little bit more as Savannah starts to get dialed in. However, King Corey is having trouble and has gotten called on a penalty. Did you see what that penalty was?
It looked like it was a forearm, if I remember correctly.
A forearm. And so he will be headed to the penalty box, and this will be a power jam for, it was a back block.
Oh, thank you.
It will be a power jam for Bigfoot and Pittsburgh. Michael Kwan, we're happy to have you back here. Just got home from Foods, have been listening on the drive. Good job, not watching and just listening. You don't want to watch and drive. That's not good.
Don't watch and drive.
Don't watch and drive.
Derby safely. Please enjoy the Derby safely.
I think we still even have some gift memberships out there. So if you have not subscribed to our channel and you would like a free 1-month membership to Derby Date Night, subscribe to our channel
So
and you will be able to accept a gift membership from Coach Eric.
If you're driving, go stop for gas.
Yeah.
Get your gift membership, subscribe, get a cold beverage, and then get back
Then
on
you
and listen. Listen, but don't watch.
Yes. Absolutely. Oh, that's great to know, Michael. Michael is saying that our announcing is allowing him to kind of see the game.
Oh, great.
That's wonderful. That is one of our goals as well, that you can listen and look at that. Sirius is going to get lead jammer in this short power jam for Pittsburgh. King Corey is standing in the penalty box, so has been released. King Corey is in the pack right now Sirius is in the pack right now on a first scoring pass. King Corey through the pack is out and will be eligible to score if Sirius does not call this jam. Sirius is through, has gotten all 4 points, and does call it, but King Corey was able to snag a couple points there.
This is some really locked down pack that's
Right?
happening. So in the last game, the first game that we had today, the pack was very rubber bandy. It was getting very big and very long. It was stretching out. So far, these have been either like a 2-on-2 offense or a 3-on-1 offense, but they're staying tight and they're staying together, which means that both jammers aren't having to do a lot of the extra travel work to be able to get around. Because I don't think that we've really gotten past turn 3.
No. Yeah, it's been very, very tight packs. A little jammer on jammer action at the beginning of that jam, and Bigfoot is out as lead, but Monster with a spin on the inside line is chasing Bigfoot down. The pack is now speeding up, which we haven't really seen happening a lot, but oh, you know what they're doing? You know why they're speeding up? They're getting off the apex.
That was smart. That was smart. That was a very smart move by Savannah to make that move.
Because they're realizing how good of apex jumpers.
I mean, we've seen Bigfoot apex jump off of the inside line on the straightaway. Like some of these jammers do not need a lot of space to be able to get into the air.
What kind of strength do you have to do an apex jump? It's core strength, but it's also like leg.
I think it's when you're young and you still have rubber for bones, and you can install springs and just boing.
Yes. All right. Punch buggy jamming for Pittsburgh. King Corey for Savannah. Oh!
Wow.
Wow.
Forrest
beautiful.
There with the offense at the end, but it wasn't enough for the jump.
Yeah, that jump. Those jumps are hard to thwart. And there's another one. King Corey, 4 more points for Pittsburgh. Nope, Savannah. It's been a long weekend, folks. Working hard on not switching my words. King Corey is in the pack on a second scoring pass. Punch buggy continuing to struggle at the back of the pack, taking that star off. Might be looking for a pivot, but that is going to be pretty hard to get to Forrest Bump, who is the pivot, because Forrest is trying to come back to help out Punch buggy. King Corey does decide to call the jam after scoring 8 points for Savannah. They have a Tigger tail, says Chaos.
I love that.
Yes, they're bouncy, 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 fun, 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 fun.
Speaking of Tigger.
Yes.
And speaking of sugar.
Yes.
Would you like a snack?
I would love a snack.
All right.
I'm so excited to see what snacks you've brought from us.
Because the theme has been sugar, so let's go with this one. I've got Better Sour, globally inspired sour gummy candies. We have apricot, pomegranate, and plum gummies.
Ooh, I'm so excited. I love a good sour candy. Sirius getting pushed to the outside and pulled all the way to the back to turn 4 by Slaya, which is allowing Monster to get out as lead. Except for, I think Tough Tone is trying to call a forearm penalty on Monster.
I think that's what we're seeing.
Is that what's happening? Tough Tone?
We've got that relayed over, yeah.
Okay, it did get relayed over, so it was a forearm penalty. Monster is not lead. Sirius has scored 4 points. I don't know if he's going to now become lead.
I don't know. I think that's what they're trying to figure out, is when that forearm happened and how it might impact the game.
Right. Was he already out of the initial when that forearm happened?
It may have happened on the first scoring pass, because we do have at least 4 points, and we're getting around. I think we're on their second scoring pass right now.
This feels, all of a sudden, it slowed down. Everybody got a little confused, and it feels like everything is just a little bit slower all of a sudden.
Which honestly is a good response compared to let's go faster.
Right, yes. Sirius is trying to take advantage of this power jam, but Savannah's defense is shutting Sirius down.
Velveteen Rabbit there with some really great one-on-one defense against Sirius.
Monster is out of the box and in the pack on a scoring pass. So did Monster get those 4 points?
I think we're still in the pocket for having points. So I think this is from. Oh, I've seen them go back. So it looks like Savannah had 4, but they've gone back now, so that we're at 0 on the board.
Did you see that can opener?
That was huge. That was a huge hit.
Oh.
And like just well placed too, like very safe.
Sirius is getting hit. Oh my gosh, we saw Slaya as a jammer yesterday and doing amazing, but right now Slaya as a blocker, I am bowing down. That is beautiful blocking that Slaya was doing, and he was dialed into Sirius.
Yes, I think it's really smart, strategic offense and defense from Savannah, because Slaya being your pivot, you can take that star if you need it.
Yep.
Well, I think we've got an injury timeout here.
Okay. We're going to take a small time out. So Egg says so many good officials for this game. Filet, Richie, Bona, Annie, Guinness, Mose. I know Mose, Miller, Bruce, Wolf, and so many others. There are so many others. And I would like to give an extra special shout out to Damon Mistress as our head tournament official, who has been doing an amazing job all weekend.
And Mr. Bruce Guy, who
was our
tournament
head NSO. They both have just kept everybody in line. They have kept everything moving smoothly, and we appreciate everything they do. Something Damon Mistress was telling me this morning was, we always say thank you to our volunteers. Our volunteers are paying to be here.
Yes.
They're paying gas money. They're paying for their own food. They're paying for their hotels. So not only are they volunteering, but they're literally paying to be able to volunteer in this game. And we appreciate every single one of them. And we bow down to our officials because they are so wonderful, and we cannot thank them enough.
It's so important to travel in the officiating community because it allows you to expand your knowledge and level set your metric across the board, because there are regional differences, like the East Coast, West Coast, and middle of the country. They all have different regional differences with how some things are called, and there's small nuances, but when you travel, you get to learn what those nuances are, and sometimes hearing somebody else explain something in a different way helps you to understand it better. You actually had brought this up earlier because we were talking about penalties, because I know that the chopping the cake or the illegal contact penalty or seed penalty, you had said, what did you say earlier?
Chopping the cake is don't touch that.
Yep. So
because you're touching
your
hand.
contact.
And then the other one, which is just the kind of like big chop but not touching your hand, is the don't be there.
So that's your legal position penalty underneath that family. Yep.
Yep. And I've learned so much from you and all of the other officials as we have started doing Derby Date Night, and I have been educated so much on so many different things. And our goal here at Derby Date Night is to educate you all also on Derby so that you can learn more about what's happening and be able to hopefully connect to Derby and watch more Derby. We are live almost every single weekend right now.
You've been so busy.
We have been very, very busy, and we will continue to be busy. And if you would like to be a part of our community, there are still some free gift memberships out there that were donated by Eric. If you want to subscribe, you can pick up one of those gift memberships and see what it's like and tune in to another game.
It's so fun for me to be here next to you, because normally I'm in the chat getting to talk with everybody, and there are questions that pop up or scenarios or where is Derby near me, and the chat is so friendly.
I love our chat.
Yes.
Our third wheels are so wonderful. We love that we have so many third wheels come on our Derby Date Nights with us. And it's so much fun to have our chat participate with us, and so many people who come again and again and just really enjoy watching Derby, and even watching, they're not just coming to see their skaters. They're coming to watch good Derby.
Yes.
And I love that, because I want Derby to be more accessible to everyone, and for people to really for Derby to become a bigger sport.
Yes.
It's such a cool sport. Are there any other sports where you play offense and defense at the same time?
I think rugby might be the closest that you get to that, and I think, but there are like the switches though. You can kind of see like when, like who has control of the ball, and that will dictate what's happening, because there's no ball in Derby.
No. Because
the jammers are both moving at the same time, so you don't have a single team that's in possession. Both teams are constantly in possession, which means that you have a dynamic, fast-moving sport, but it also means that it can be hard to understand. We were talking about this weekend with, like, if there was a rule that you could change or add, how would that impact the sport?
Yes, absolutely. Okay. I don't know if we're going to find – do you want to find out maybe a little bit about what that was, Abby? And we will get back to the next jam as Abby works on finding out what that review was about. Pixie says this game feels like how IJRD last year in regionals felt playing Columbia. It is, and Filet official in Cheshire Stats, LC, is shouting out some of the officials. Did you find out what the...
There's no scuttlebutt on this one.
Okay.
It's just, it was an injury timeout break, and they were just having a little chat, so there's nothing crazy.
All right, and we are back to the game, but Bigfoot has gotten a penalty, so this will be a power jam for Monster and Savannah. And Monster is lead and will be eligible to score points as he comes around. Bigfoot sitting in the penalty box on this power jam. Monster coming in. And trying to open up that inside line for Monster. Pittsburgh blockers doing a great job rotating to the front. Monster calls the jam after grabbing 2 points and freezes Bigfoot in the penalty box. Are we going to try this sour candy? We are talking so much. Okay. Ready?
I don't know what type it is. So.
I don't know. Let's cheers.
Cheers. Oh, they're not as soft as I thought.
They're not as sour as I thought it was going to be.
I guess if you suck on it for a second, you kind of get a little bit of the...
It's a good gummy candy, but I don't think it's as sour as I was expecting.
Like it.
I don't think
it's
lame.
If you heard me say the brand before, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, it's kind of...
That's lackluster.
No, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, that was a good first one. All right, back to the game. Bigfoot is out of the box. King Corey is getting pulled to the back of the pack by the Pittsburgh blockers. Bigfoot is through as lead jammer. Bigfoot in the pack on a scoring pass. And pushes through to grab 4 points. King Corey is taking that star off. Might be looking for Slaya, who is currently pivoting. What a great tripod behind, just holding King Corey. Bigfoot coming through on another scoring pass.
Savannah coming in there and just breaking up that tripod with saying, let's get this offense in here to help our jammer.
4 minutes left in the first half. This has gone so fast.
So fast.
So fast.
So I just looked at the score, and this score feels nothing like the game that we're watching.
Nope, not even close.
I looked up and I was confused because
this game feels so close.
This game feels so close. Like there's so much action that's happening. Both teams are constantly just active and moving. So I'm confused.
Yeah. These teams are doing a great job. Punch Buggy on the line for Pittsburgh. King Corey on the line for Savannah as we get ready for the next jam. Punch Buggy at the back of the pack. Monster also at the back of the pack. Look at this defense, these walls. Monster is your lead jammer for Savannah.
Got 2 tight walls that are moving together, staying very close. We're still only in turn 1. There's been a lot of, not a bunch of huge drawbacks. Oh, that's interesting.
What's interesting?
So they almost looked like Savannah was trying to draw back to pull a cut, but there must not have been position for it because Pittsburgh came in front of those blocking individuals. So I'm curious as to the perspective of the officials. I completely understand the no call. It's a very solid no call if they've got the information for it.
Bigfoot on the line for Pittsburgh and King Corey for Savannah. Eggs says, how has the climate been? I know Perry Park can get really humid and uncomfortably warm. It is delightful compared to last summer when I was sweating and there were so many fans and all sorts of other different things. And it's delightful. It's not cool, but it's just
got the air on.
It's very temperate. Yeah, tepid. Tepid is the word I'm looking for.
So Bigfoot's out here with lead.
King Corey also able to get out to chase Bigfoot down. The packs are stretching apart here. Bigfoot was able to take advantage of that to get 4 points for Pittsburgh there at the end of the jam.
You see ace of skates for Pittsburgh coming onto the line here for first time as jammer.
Yeah, and I think that is because, Sirius, I'm not sure what exactly happened with Sirius, but Sirius is over with the medics right now for Pittsburgh. So Sirius is putting his helmet back on, but has not been jamming for a while.
There was the last jam that I saw Sirius in, it looked like there was a really hard hit. There was a fall to the inside, a moment of like assessing if my body's okay. The jam was soon called after that, not for injury, but just as a natural end of it. And I think Sirius said, let me go get checked out and make sure everything's okay.
Which is with the safety and health of our players is the most important thing. So I applaud Sirius for making sure that he is doing all right. Ace of Skates has gotten lead jammer, and I think maybe a family member of Ace of Skates, because I saw them stand up and just cheer so big for Ace of Skates. Monster is in the box on a forearm right now, so this is a power jam for Pittsburgh and Ace of Skates.
Smart move for Savannah. They're pulling all their blockers to the front of the pack to try to save their points as Pittsburgh comes in, which did actually delay Pittsburgh calling it off. Very smart move there by Savannah.
That is fabulous. 37 seconds left. We have got one more jam in this half. This has gone so fast.
The OPRs on the outside just looked at me and go, it's so fast. I nodded.
So they were saying the same words that I was?
They're saying the same thing, yeah.
I also want to applaud the OPRs right now because the game itself is moving so fast, and they have to skate faster because they're on the outside is the bigger circle.
But also for our officials in the middle, you've got more bodies in the middle that you've got to pay attention to, and your jam refs are moving by very quickly, and they've all been doing such a great job.
Bigfoot is out as lead jammer for Pittsburgh.
Again, we got this tight pack. Everybody's scrunched up together.
And Monster is out, hoping to force the call off. Bigfoot in the pack on a scoring pass. Bigfoot. Oh, did you see that footwork?
I'm shocked.
I'm dead.
I'm in awe. So the footwork that happened is that Bigfoot jumped across the apex between 3 and 4, did like a side surf with their feet hop. It defied physics.
Yeah, it's amazing. Monster is matching Bigfoot point for point here. Bigfoot is not calling it. The period clock has run out, so we will be going to halftime after this jam. Monster getting hit to the inside by, I believe, what number was that?
06.
The Kraken. Oh, what a good name.
Wow, and that's the end of the first half.
That is the end of the first half. I can't even believe we're already through the first half, and we've only had one piece of candy.
I know.
All right, well, we're going to take a look at these penalties and come back with the second half of this game for the championship of the Open Regionals JRDA here on Derby Date Night. welcome back to Derby Date Night. We hope that you were able to get all your snacks and caffeinated beverages and are ready for the conclusion to this championship game between Pittsburgh Roller Derby and Savannah Roller Derby. This game has been so exciting so far. Official Admiral Abby, tell us a little bit about what you noticed in that first half.
You know that I love stats, and I'm a big nerd for stats, so
Yes.
I've actually been keeping track of who has gotten lead and how we've been going. And the game by the numbers is that Pittsburgh has been getting lead 70% of the time. Savannah's gotten lead 30% of the time, with Bigfoot being our top lead for Pittsburgh and Monster being our top lead for Savannah. But again, what we said at the end of the half was the score does not feel reflective of the game.
No,
I know that we're sitting at I believe a 91-point differential as we're going in to this next half, but each team is coming in here with vigor and spirit and power and tight packs. So, but again, at the end of the day, it is who gets lead gets to control the game. And that has a lot to do with how each of these teams are doing their strategies, how they're going to line up their walls, and what's going to happen. So very interested to see what was the locker room talk that happened in between the half. What are the teams going to do to adjust, both to the officials and to the other team, and we're off.
Yep, we got Bigfoot and King Corey on the line for their respective teams. Only 2 blockers from Savannah were out as we ended the half with 2 Savannah blockers in the penalty box, so Bigfoot was able to get through those 2 blockers and get lead jammer. Meanwhile, King Corey, stretching the pack out to the front, is able to get through and will be chasing down Bigfoot, but is not going to be able to score any points because Bigfoot has called off that jam. I am also going to be putting up our Skater of the Game poll. We argued a lot over the halftime because we wanted to have more people nominated as Skater of the Game, but we only are able to nominate 4. So we wish we could have nominated much, much more, but we have settled on our 4 nominees for Skater of the Game, and I'll be putting that poll up. Once you vote, you cannot change your vote. The poll will stay open until 5 minutes left in the game. So if you're not sure, watch the game, and while you're thinking about who you want to choose as Skater of the Game to earn the coveted Derby Date Night Skater of the Game sticker. Monster out as lead jammer for Savannah.
And a new jammer that we haven't seen on the line yet for Pittsburgh yet. It's Forrest
Bump.
Forrest Bump. I want to say Gump, but I know that's how it is. Forrest Bump, we've seen Forrest be a blocker getting out there.
And Forrest is able to get out. Monster getting a penalty and is going to be headed to the box. So this will be a 2-minute jam as Forrest Bump now is the only jammer out on the track. Wait, did Forrest just get somebody got a back block? No, it was a Pittsburgh blocker. Okay, Forrest is still out there taking a hit to the inside. Forrest is trying to get some offensive help from the Pittsburgh blockers here.
Really tight packs that we've got Savannah in the back playing offense against Forrest, trying to come in. Pittsburgh had pulled to the front, is trying to continue to open up that lane for Forrest.
Forrest takes a hit to the inside and is being held. Savannah doing a great job with their blocking here.
That's Claire
holding
there.
Forrest Bump and kind of nullifying this power jam as Forrest Bump has not been able to take as much advantage of the power jam as they were hoping to do. Monster is now out of the box and coming around, having scored 4 points. We have 36 seconds left in this jam. Monster is through on those were tippy toes on the outside line. Both jammers able to get through there. That penalty box has been busy.
Lots of rotating through that penalty box. We've seen direction penalties, we've seen back block penalties, forearm penalties, and we've seen a lot. There are bigger hits happening in this second half than the first half, which makes sense. There's a trip over to champs on the line.
Yes, it is I mean, everything's on the line here. So these players are all going to put everything out there. Forrest Bump through for another 4 points. Monster, final 4 points as that jam comes to an end, bringing that total to 16 points, outscoring Pittsburgh by 8 in that jam.
Savannah Slaya doing some really nice lightning bolt kind of pattern defense on the inside, opening up that lane for their jammer to get through.
And looks like Sirius is feeling better after a trip to the medics in the first half. Sirius is on the line as a jammer for Pittsburgh. King Corey has the star on for Savannah, and it looks like a timeout has been
I think we're trying to figure out penalties. It looks like we've got our wonderful combo of Richie and Bona in the center doing some penalty checkup, communicating over to our box team there. It looks like that we are all set. They have their styluses that they're using on the EPLT are little crayons. So it looks like they're just crayoning on
Wait, really?
Yeah, they
Aww.
are. I love it.
Oh, a stylus that looks like a crayon. That's amazing.
Serious. Feeling better. Back out with lead.
Yes, he is. And King Corey is trying to find space. Oh, beautiful spin on the inside line to get out. Sirius jumping through that pack to grab 4 points and does decide to call the jam. Gosh, they're so fast.
So fast.
So fast. All of them.
This is the Derby that we love to see. This is the Derby that, you've got players who know the game, who can articulate what they need to do, that can make those adjustments. It's hard-hitting. It's fast. It's action-packed.
It's great.
Great.
This is the kind of Derby that is.
What it
makes
needs?
for good TV.
It
Candy.
needs snacks.
Snacks.
It needs snacks. So we've got some more snacks I picked up at the grocery store.
So excited.
We've got the gluten-free Brothers bites that are dark chocolate and hazelnut. They're like little protein bites.
Interesting.
So
Let's see if
Sirius
we like
told me
these
nothing
better
crunchy,
than the sour.
So I tried to abide by that.
All right, before we take those snacks, though, we got to talk about this jam because Bigfoot is your lead jammer right now. King Corey is. Wait, is King Corey out twice in a row? Or no, that's Monster. That's not King Corey. Monster is stuck behind a tripod at the back of the pack, taking that star off. Bigfoot is through for 4 points.
Pack is very tight. Little fall, tumble over.
Everybody okay?
I think we're just taking a minute.
Okay.
You see, we get the okay shake.
And I appreciate that someone from the other team is also like, are you good? Like, safety first. Yes, we're playing a game, but safety is important. Was that an out-of-play hit?
That's very out-of-play hit, yeah.
Hey, look, I saw a penalty.
You did.
I did it.
I think it was a momentum thing of just kind of being really far out, still playing defense and very focused in.
Monster was able to get out of the pack and is forcing that call off, which means we have 30 seconds to try our snack and decide whether or not we like it.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This one is softer than the gummy that we just
chewy.
had. Very chewy. It's almost tacky, but it's fruity.
Kind of dry, but it's got a good flavor.
Yeah. It's peanuts and hazelnuts, chocolate. I could eat these, but I could also eat these with a cup of milk.
Yeah.
Thank you for the timeout as we talk about this.
That would be so good with milk.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Or like a nice hot tea.
I don't usually like hazelnut, and this is actually really good.
This is not a Fiero Rocher.
No, it is not. It is not. But I would say I like this one a lot.
And I like the lineup that we're seeing here at the start of this next jam. Sirius and King Corey getting ready to go against each other.
Sirius jukes from the outside to the inside to grab lead jammer for Pitts. Oh, no, not lead jammer. He is getting a track cut penalty called. So lead, I believe, is still open. And King Corey just has to pass Lakeinator. I think he already got 629.
You still have to pass the foremost blocker to get out to have lead established.
Even if you pass them
you see
once
Savannah
already.
Going in, some tiptoes on the inside, beautiful move.
That was gorgeous.
Using the blockers back, which is completely legal with your momentum.
And he's still legal with one hand. Pittsburgh doing such a good job blocking. King Corey is amazing. Look at that work.
Waterfall recycle
and finding the space.
Incredible.
And does become lead jammer.
What a fight.
Oh, so good. Sirius out of the box and into the pack. That is still the initial, so no points being scored yet. King Corey in the pack on a scoring pass does decide to call,
Smart
but
call
was
by
able to
Savannah.
get 1 point, and that was a very hard-earned point.
Absolutely fought for in that, and just really incredible offense by Savannah. They were recycling up to continue to push Pittsburgh back and try to make opportunities for Corey to take, which some of them were successful, some of them got blocked down by the defense from Pittsburgh. So we're seeing these teams go back and forth.
Is that our car, Sirius? Why is our car moving into the
without either of you
into the arena? What? Why is our car? Why is our car?
Is this AI?
I'm so confused.
Are they taking a team timeout because your car's backing up into the venue? What's going on?
Why is my car backing up into almost to where we're sitting? I'm so confused.
When you, as the minute that the stream is done, they're gone. That's it. They're going to roll into the car and they're going to jump out of here.
Thank you. I got my keys. I don't know why my car just moved. Oh, so, okay. Because we have to really hurry to get out of here once this is done. Oh no, we got to rush out of here, and we have got a big setup. So, but right now we are still in a game, people, and we're going to be here until the last whistle.
The last whistle.
The last whistle.
Our
And
differential
at
starting
that
to
last
creep.
whistle, we will know who is going to the Nationals in Loveland, Colorado.
And who the winner of our poll is going to be.
And who the winner of our poll is, if you have not voted yet for Skater of the Game. We have got our poll open right now. Bandelion is winning. King Corey is right behind, though, and we've only about a third of you have voted, so we've got lots of voting that can still happen. Penalty being called on Bigfoot.
That's a high block.
High block,
Yep,
thank you. It took me a second.
Bigfoot going in on the scoring pass, made contact to the back of a blocker. The back contact was legal. It was on the sides, but there was high contact that kicked that skater's head forward, which is enough for the penalty to cause impact, as we're always concerned about heads and safety during Derby.
Absolutely. Monster is trying to take advantage of this power jam with a spin on the front. Did he go out at all, do you think?
I don't think so. They're not calling it, but Savannah's set up in the back. They've got control of the pack. Did a very nice pull and reset. Everybody's land up. This almost looks like we restarted the game. But
that offense and being aware by Pittsburgh. Oh, that was so good.
Savannah lined up, waiting for Bigfoot to come out of the box. Who is now engaged with them. Monster fighting at the front, going around. Huge hit by Bigfoot. Gosh.
Jay Burton wants to see Bigfoot do a 36-point jam.
I'm
Jay
tired
Burton says,
thinking about that.
Tell Bigfoot if he doesn't beat Dangle's jam, he's benched for NAQ, LOL. You know, our biggest jam of the day that was a beautiful jump by Bigfoot. The biggest jam of the day happened in the last game.
Yeah.
And it was Evil C from IJRD, not of the day, of the tournament. There was a 32-point jam.
Oh my God.
So that is the biggest jam of the tournament so far, right now, belongs to Evil C from Indianapolis Junior Roller Derby.
I don't know if Bigfoot's going to try to do it, because we've got 12 seconds left in this jam.
I don't think
and
it's
little
happen on
tiny
this
toe
one.
stop work on the inside. It's super efficient, these little tiny hops.
Yep, I think they're just going to let the clock run out here. Bigfoot's not even bothering to skate all the way around, because they know they don't have enough time to
get around
score
for
any more
another one.
points. But
it's a smart move.
Yeah, Monster did a great job of matching Bigfoot there, almost point for point.
Both teams really just very smart play. Savannah trying to take down that differential. Pittsburgh trying to retain leads in order to keep their momentum.
Looks like there's an official review happening. Oh, Sheila said, did you see my poor candy joke? Sheila, you made a candy joke? I missed it. And Jay Burton is his coach and captain for Murda. Oh, so you're coaching from the chat. I love it. You're welcome anytime to come in and coach from the chat. So, Sheila, I didn't see your candy joke. I did not see it.
Sheila, say it again.
Yeah, tell us your candy joke again, because we did not see it. I really think I'm not seeing every single chat that's coming through. I don't know. I did check. I don't think I'm seeing them all. But anyway, we need more candy stuff. We still have. I've got a candy joke.
We tried that.
Do you want to hear my candy joke?
I do.
Okay, it's really bad though. What did the French dessert say when it was leaving?
I don't know. What did it say?
Bon bon voyage.
You started to laugh before you even finished that joke, and you barely got through that. And Sirius is dying. Sirius has his hand over his mouth, and he is dying. The two of you, this is why you're together.
I know, it is, because we're dorks. Oh, here's Sheila's joke. What did Mr. Andes call his son?
What did Mr. Andes call his son?
Junior Mint.
Stop it. Stop that right now. I don't appreciate being heckled like this.
I love it. Michael Kwan giving us the updates from the Angel City Rose game that is happening right now. The lead just changed, but don't leave us. This is a really good game, but Angel is now winning 36, Rose 34. That sounds like a very exciting game.
What part of the game is it for them? Because we're in the second half of our game. We're almost in the second half of the second half of the game.
Yep, absolutely. Abby, if you could find out what that was, that would be great. Anthony wants to be a third wheel but doesn't see anywhere to get a membership. Sirius, can you give us the QR code so that Anthony can scan that QR code and be able to get a membership? Sometimes iPhones have some trouble becoming third wheels. So if you scan that QR code, you should be able to go to the page where you can become a third wheel. We have different levels of membership. It does not cost that much, and it helps support us bringing you more live roller derby in and around the Midwest. We love to bring you derby, and we try to be live almost every weekend during the peak of the season.
Here's the haps. So Pittsburgh trying to use their official review, looking to try to get a cut on the Savannah jammer in the last jam, who I think it was
Monster.
No penalty was awarded, so they'll lose their official review, but Pittsburgh got a nice 2-minute timeout.
Kind of for free, but
I mean, it costs them something, but if, you know, that's kind of like a 2-for-1 special right there instead of using your normal timeout for just 1 minute.
And we have got Sirius and King Corey, our nominees for Skater of the Game right now out there. And King Corey is out as lead, but Sirius is on King Corey's tail.
So fast.
And these two are going to race to the pack as the pack gets ready. King Corey takes a little bit of a tumble and hits those hips. Sirius, oh, he's so proud of himself.
Savannah was set up for defense in the back. It did not work in their favor in that case as Corey was trying to get through. I think there was a scuffle between their own blockers and them, and there was one hit from Pittsburgh that took Corey down, and then Sirius snuck in at the end to get there for 4 points, which is why you're seeing the point set up that you do.
Now, something I do know about Sirius, not only does he also play Murda, but Sirius has a history as a speed skater.
Yes.
So that is why you're seeing, you do not, all of these skaters can go so fast, you do not want to take it for granted. Oh,
Speaking
beautiful.
Of fast feet on the inside line by Bigfoot.
Oh, no, but it was a penalty.
Saying it's a track cut.
So it's a power jam for Monster, who has just been called lead. This place is getting so loud.
I would too, watching this game.
The crowd is wild. I love it. And I love how these teams are from, we are in Indianapolis, and these teams are from Pennsylvania and Georgia. And we have this big of a crowd that is just shouting and screaming and rooting for both teams.
They're engaged. They're ready to go.
Engaged.
They want to see a great game.
Yep. Monster decides to call the jam while Bigfoot is still in the box. So Bigfoot will be frozen in the box. And he has less than 10 seconds left on his penalty. So King Corey is going to get a very short power jam here. I'm breathing for a second.
You are breathing for a second.
I actually stopped talking.
I think we both just took a long sigh and we're like, oh, okay, here we are. Goodness.
You're benching him again? Jay Burton keeps benching Bigfoot. Okay. Pittsburgh pulling to the front as that jam starts. Bigfoot coming out of the box, hoping to get unbenched by his murder coach, is eligible for lead jammer, but not going to get it because King Corey gets out first.
Oh,
Bigfoot.
jammer on jammer. Some very good Bigfoot doing, like, could have geared up for a very big hit. Made the move for it. Corey didn't want it. Bigfoot got in front. Corey calls it. It's very smart jammer on jammer defense.
Very smart. Okay, Elsie keeps saying fix it, and I think that means something for a specific skater. Fix it. I think is there a skater called Fix It, or is there? I'm wondering if this is an inside joke of sorts.
It could be.
So maybe Elsie will tell us. All right, here we go again. Monster on the line for Savannah. Punch buggy for Pittsburgh. Lead jammer gonna go to Monster for Savannah. Punch buggy trying to get through at the back of the pack. Monster coming around on a first scoring pass. Punch buggy down to one blocker from Savannah is through. Monster in the pack on a scoring pass. Up on those toe stops, goes through the inside line, grabs 4 points, and calls it before Punch buggy can score any points.
Here's what's so interesting about what's happening right now. We've got a differential that went from 91 at the half that's fluctuating in the lower 100s, so like 105, 106, and it's starting to go down, and that's because Savannah is getting a higher lead retention than Pittsburgh is. So Savannah's getting lead 60% of the time, Pittsburgh is getting lead 40% of the time, and so I'm wondering, are we going to see the momentum here change?
Wait, who's getting it 60% of the time?
Savannah.
Oh, we've switched.
We've switched.
Interesting. Also, fix it is what Pittsburgh Roller Derby screams when they cut track. Fix it!
Go back, undo what you've done.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love that. I had a feeling
that in my head
there was a story.
Oh gosh, what's going on here? Slaya's out. We're out on our scoring pass. We've got a not lead, so that means that lead is still open. Sirius just gets lead. Slaya's getting points. Very smart for Sirius to not to call it because we want to try to get those point differentials down.
Slaya's trying to call it, not realizing he is not lead. I'm guessing Slaya had a no pass, no penalty when he got out of the pack.
So.
Sirius is nodding, yes.
Yeah.
We must have missed it.
So there's those points.
4 points for Sirius. The pack is not moving
And
because
Slaya's got a penalty.
dang it. Slaya headed to the penalty box.
I think that was a position-based penalty, if I can tell that correctly.
Sirius with a little apex hop is juking in and out. No pack called. When that happens, you cannot hit that jammer. So they had to let Sirius go while Slaya waits in the penalty box.
Setting up in between turns 3 and 4. Savannah moving the pack forward so that they're not looking at an apex jump, but staying together.
Nice blocking by Savannah here. Oh, nice offense. As the Savannah tripod was sweeping from inside to outside, and then when they went to sweep to the outside, the Pittsburgh offense was right there, and they said, stop.
Yep. And Pittsburgh, Strawberry Jam, and Ace of Skates, just the only 2 blockers that are out because the other blockers are in the box, both doing some very good break 'em up offense inside of Savannah's walls because Savannah, as they've shown, has a very tight tripod.
Screaming no sounds like go, and jammers always hear go and get penalties. So fix it sounds way different than no, 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 which sounds like go, go, go.
No, 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 no,
No, no, no. It does. It sounds like go, go, go. So no, fix it, fix it. I like it. I like it so much. It's also very East Coast to scream fix it.
It is. That is very East Coast.
Oh, Slaya.
Yep.
With the apex jump to grab lead, Bigfoot might be in front. Oh, Slaya is speeding up. The pack is speeding up.
We're
just going to speed skate.
We're
going to speed skate now.
Are running.
Now Bigfoot has become the blocker, and Slaya looks at the bench and does decide to call it. That pack just had a fun little speed skate race.
My goodness.
Anthony is on the third wheel practice squad. Woohoo! Welcome to the third wheel practice squad. Hey, third wheels in the chat. Welcome Anthony by showing off your Derby Date Night exclusive emojis. Jam Burglar. That's a great name. Jam Burglar.
That is a great name.
I love it. Michael Kwan thinks wall up sounds like call it. Have you all seen, now we're not using them here, but I've noticed this year there's a few teams that have been using flags to indicate red, yellow, green.
It's so hard to hear. You get everybody cheering. You want the flags to be able to indicate what's going on.
Absolutely. And lead is going to Savannah and Monster. Punch Buggy jamming for Pittsburgh is stuck behind a tripod of Savannah blockers at the back, getting some offensive help there.
Huge jump over the apex by Monster.
Monster through for 4 more points.
Punch Buggy still in there fighting, getting out at the top.
Punch Buggy is through, but Monster in the pack will be able to hopefully grab some more points. Savannah has now reached the century mark in this game.
Really great tripod offense there by Pittsburgh with green 56, Violet Von Slaughter being sort of like our glue in that jam of keeping her pack together.
Absolutely. Love to see it. There are 8 minutes left in game time to vote for Skater of the Game if you have not voted yet. So speaking of call it and not being able to hear things, when I was a coach, I would scream call it, but my voice gets very high when I am screaming, and my team all thought I sounded like a bird. And so whenever I would be like, call it, they would all go, caw, caw.
Oh, gosh. So in officiating, if depending on how the jam timer yells 5 seconds, it can sound like fried chicken.
Fried chicken, yep. And don't you do it at how many spices and... Somebody instead of 5 seconds says fried chicken at a certain jam number because of the number of spices in Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I didn't know that.
I think it's jam number 11 because they have 11 different spices.
That's funny. That's funny.
Someone in the chat will know. I think Eggs knows. Jay Burton says Strawberry Jam, Bigfoot, Bandelion, Sirius, Bio, and Forest Bump are all our JRDA, MRDA skaters for Pittsburgh Undead.
Oh.
That's a strong
very strong.
Strong team.
That's a
wow.
lot. That's a lot of derby time and derby skill. Timeout being called here by Pittsburgh. I think that shows their utility. I mean, I mean, there's so much utility from both of these teams, and when you're playing other teams, you're getting that exposure to different styles of gameplay. I mean, many, many, many years ago, there were tools that were being created by MRDA teams that the WFTD team saw and said, we want those, stole those tools, and we started seeing gameplay of the game, and this is like 10 years ago, shift, and it continues to be this ecosystem where like everybody's experimenting and thinking different things, but we've seen a lot of different strategies come from juniors as well that go up into the MRDA, WFTDA game. So it's always interesting to see where folks are going to learn.
And I don't know if it's the same in other parts of the country, but right now in the Midwest, I keep hearing that so many moves are being made next season. I feel like next season there's going to be a big shakeup, at least around the Midwest.
Interesting.
In terms of skaters going to different teams, skaters transferring, skaters aging up. And I think we're going to see a different makeup on a lot of the teams that we have watched all season long here on Derby Date Night. Next season might be very different.
That's
and we don't know. You're not going to be seeing the same exact team, so there might be different strategies. There might be different ways that they're playing, and I'm excited to see and that's what I love about Derby. It's always changing.
It's always changing.
Always. Simon just wants some fried chicken.
I'm not going to apologize for that, Simon. Go get some fried chicken. It's good
All
stuff.
right, back in the game, and Bigfoot is your lead jammer for Pittsburgh and the Yinzerded All-Stars. Monster is out about half a track behind.
So we're seeing a change in strategy here from Savannah. So earlier they were doing a 2-on-2 offense-defense like mini pod strategy. They've resorted back to the tripod 3 and one going up, or one here being P-Sweet, who just C-Swift, who's up in the front. And I think that strategic change has allowed for them, see they're set up in the back here as Bigfoot's coming in.
And Monster has gone through twice, has had 2 scoring passes. And Bigfoot does call it after grabbing his 8 points, but it looked a lot harder for Bigfoot than for Monster in that jam.
The defense is honing in more. That tripod offense is really, really strong, especially when you are like locked in and down. You get that jammer in that sad space, and then they're just pushing. We're getting tired. It's day 2 of a tournament. Now's the time to make those changes. So Savannah is keeping this differential very tight. We haven't fluctuated very far away from where we started at the beginning of this half. Even though the points do continue to go up, we're staying as close as we can. We just haven't seen that shift for them to be scoring more points.
Sirius and Slaya jamming for their respective teams. Sirius is out. No, Sirius has a penalty?
Yes, we got
Sirius
a forearm
has
penalty.
a forearm penalty, so lead is still open.
Still available to Slaya.
Slaya trying to use those shoulder hits to get out, decides to just, you know what, I'm just going to go around the tripod here. Oh, no.
No, it's
What
good.
was that whistle? Oh,
it's
it was a
multiplayer
blocker.
block from our Pittsburgh tripod.
Slayer, you know, you do notice I say, oh no, whenever anybody goes to the box.
Oh,
it doesn't
no.
matter which team. I'm always like, oh no, darn. I'm just sad for the person. It doesn't matter what team, but I'm excited for all of these skaters.
Well, I think it's because you know that when you hear the whistle, something's going to change in the game.
Yep.
And I mean, the purpose of penalties is to level set the game because there was an unfair advantage, and so we're removing that.
Yep. And that jam comes to an end. I do believe Pittsburgh did not score any points, and Savannah was able to grab 3 points there. So here's something interesting. Anthony, commenting on my comment earlier about the change of dynamics, says Pittsburgh is aging out half of the A team.
No.
Half
That's
of the
such a
A-team.
big change.
Yeah, and we've done Pittsburgh twice this season, and that's going to be a completely different team next year.
It is.
It's
It
going to
really
be
is.
really interesting to
And
see.
I mean, there's something that's beautiful about a team that has grown up together, that has so many years of experience together, and that's so hard to cultivate.
right? Bigfoot is your lead jammer. Monster is out about half a track behind. Bigfoot coming into the pack on a scoring pass is weaving through, narrowly avoiding King Corey at the front, and calls the jam after grabbing 4 points. So here's why I'm sad.
Tell me why
Do you
you're
wanna
sad.
hear why I'm sad?
I want to hear why you're sad.
Because we just started doing Junior Derby this year, Derby Date Night. We are in our 3rd season,
Yeah.
and we've really started doing a lot more Junior Derby this season, and I have loved it. I am completely in love with Junior Roller
yeah.
Derby. But hearing about all this aging out,
it hurts the heartstrings.
I'm sad. I'm like, oh my gosh, next year all these skaters are going to have aged out, and there's not aging out in Derby. You just get old, but you keep playing. So I'm sad now. Sirius goes, don't be sad. You'll see them in the adult leagues.
But I mean, there is, I think, like it's hard to move from juniors into the adult leagues, and it's not just because there's a different like level of skill, but it's like you also are going through a different part of your life as a skater. Like you're having to go to college, you're moving,
yeah.
things are changing. You can't commit to the sport in the same way where you did before. Very smart call up there.
Absolutely. That was a great jam and so much
By
action
King Corey.
happening. And King Corey did a great job on that one. Savannah scoring 2 points. What is our lead percentage? I see you're doing some calculations over there.
Math. So we're narrowing down here in terms of our percentage. Pittsburgh's at 44% and Savannah is at 55%. Okay. So before we were at like a 60-40 with Savannah taking that 60. And so we're starting to see that differential creep away with Pittsburgh chipping away, continuing to push it. But Savannah's not letting up at all.
No, not at all. Monster jamming for Savannah and Punch Buggy jamming for Pittsburgh. Both of them stuck behind
such a
tripods.
smart move from Monster from the outside to the inside, just like utilizing that wall to be his own cover.
Oh, people are trying to make me feel better.
You still get to love them and see them, but it is part of the sport, you know?
Yes.
I've gotten to watch juniors grow up over 10 years of officiating for juniors. I've been doing officiating for 14 years, and you get to see them grow, and it's so amazing because you feel connected to all of these skaters, and you know they're going to continue to be involved in the sport in a variety of ways, but it's still like, this is a moment in time that you're not going to get to repeat. No. So please enjoy it.
Yes, enjoy these moments. Absolutely, 100%. Because yes, you can keep skating, but enjoy your time right now on this team with these people because it will change, and that's just life. Like, what did we decide yesterday? The only thing that's certain in life is death, taxes, and laundry. That was actually earlier today. That wasn't even yesterday. Bigfoot is your lead jammer headed into the pack and with an apex jump, grabbing 4 points, calling it before King Corey can touch that pack. And that was a clinic right there. Penalties?
You'll talk about penalties?
Yeah, let's talk about penalties.
Can we throw the penalties up onto the board?
Sure.
Serious?
Oh, I said sure. I'm not in charge of anything.
So at the half, we had a very small penalty count from both teams, looking at 1 or 2 for most. We can see how this has changed throughout the game. This is such a physical game. Sometimes penalties aren't because you're doing something wrong. You're doing so many things that just one of those things happens to be a multiplayer, a forearm, and it does change the impact of what's going on.
With 6 minutes left, Bigfoot is sitting at 5 penalties, and he is one of the main jammers for Pittsburgh. So I think I'm supposed to say fix it at this point.
Fix it.
1 minute left to vote for Skater of the Game. King Corey has taken the lead right now in the poll. Bandelion just behind. And whoever wins Skater of the Game will get one of the coveted Skater of the Game Derby Date Night stickers.
They're nice stickers.
They're
really
very
cool
nice, sparkly stickers.
I know.
And only about 15 of them have ever gone out because we only do 1 per game. What are you laughing at?
So I'm smiling. So Sirius here is conducting a whole orchestra of hand signals because Sirius does also officiate when he has the opportunity in juniors. And so was going through, had a no pass, no penalty on 1, did the hand signal on the outside, came back in, missed all the nod from the official, came in, 1 hand on the inside, came up, got lead, pointed to the hand, and it's just kind of verifying along the way.
Wait, is Sirius doing the hand signals?
Actually is doing the hand signals
I love
and
that.
showing.
I love that. All right, Pixie says, you'll see me in the adults. Yes, I'm so glad. And Jay Burton says, these darn kids, what I would give to have had this sport as a youth. Jay Burton, you don't, oh my gosh. I did not start Derby until I was like 35. And I wish I would have started
Don't look at me. I started when I was 20.
Baby,
I know.
you're a baby.
Baby.
Michael Kwan, I agree. We're going to get great new faces on the teams, new people to support King Corey, pulling Bigfoot back here right now. Little backwards derby. Eggs is excited to see how these juniors will impact the dynamics of adult derby. Me too. And Elsie says that she learns so much from the skaters. Thank you, Elsie. That's a really great point. Jamberger officiated juniors for 6 years, seen level 2 juniors grow into badass adult skaters and coaches.
So good.
Love it. Is Bigfoot headed to the box?
Yes, we are for a high block penalty.
Oh, that makes 6.
Yes. So Bigfoot did have lead in this, was on a good scoring spin, and King Corey has been continuing to push the entire time. Let's see how that we're going to have Savannah lined up in the back wall, so they're preparing to maybe engage in some offense for Corey coming up.
King Corey hitting the pack, and that is a strong, tight tripod, getting some offense there.
Very smart move to the inside.
Doing a great job not letting them push him, communicating with the pack, saying stay back.
Lake Nader doing some very great offense against King Corey.
Bigfoot coming out of the box and able to get through the pack. King Corey wanting some offense from the blockers who have cleared out the inside. King Corey looking a little bit tired, but is coming to the front of the pack, finding more Pittsburgh blockers, and Bigfoot is through for another 4 points. King Corey has worked so hard this entire game. I don't know King Corey, but I'm so proud of him. I'm like a
Truly
proud mama.
fighting, because we saw King Corey wearing all of the hats earlier. Jammer, pivot, blocker,
Yep.
and just really putting in a lot of work.
Bigfoot has gotten benched again by his murder coach. And both jammers coming through.
Oh, beautiful hop on the outside by Bigfoot.
Beautiful hop to stay in bounds to grab 4 more points for Pittsburgh.
King Corey getting recycled back by the Pittsburgh blockers. Very smart defense
And
there.
King Corey, who has worked so hard this entire game, is coming out with the Skater of the Game award from all of you in the chat. Congratulations to King Corey. He will be receiving the coveted Skater of the Game sticker at the end of this game. Thank you so much for voting. TC Bixonder says his mama is proud of him too. I'm his mom. Oh, we're so glad that you get to watch him and he's been doing such a great job, such a wonderful job. We're so excited to be awarding him Skater of the Game.
Congratulations to him.
Congratulations to him.
We've got a timeout here for Savannah as everybody kind of takes a breath. Very smart timeout move by Savannah. Want to stop that momentum. We just had a 16-point jam go up for Pittsburgh. Our differential is now up to 120 between these two teams' scores, and so we're continuing to see that move forward as Pittsburgh is like they're taking away, they're chipping away at the lead differential. They're chipping away at the point differential. They're continuing to push out that space.
Regina says King Corey is a great young man and an amazing skater. Look at all the love for King Corey in the chat. And the love for all of these skaters. On both Pittsburgh and Savannah, they have just been such a joy to watch all weekend. I've also been seeing both of these teams intermingle with the other 4 teams that are here this weekend. I think they've made, it's like when you go to camp as a kid, they've gone to camp and they've made all their new friends.
Well, they're seeing each other year after year. They're coming to these tournaments. They know each other. Like there's camaraderie in the sport, because at the end of the day, they're all on one team, which is the JRDA.
Yes, absolutely. And here we go with one of our last jams of this tournament. Punch Buggy and King Corey jamming for their respective teams. And the defense is solid right now. Forrest Bump looks like headed to the penalty box, so there's one less blocker out there for Pittsburgh. And King Corey is going to take advantage of that and become lead jammer.
Oh, we've got an illegal contact penalty here for King Corey getting called from the outside. I think we had a no-pack situation, and there was a contact that shouldn't have happened during that no-pack. Velveteen Rabbit's been holding back our, I believe, now lead jammer coming around here.
King Corey just turned 14.
What?
14.
This amazing at 14, I don't understand.
Oh my gosh.
Punch Buggy coming around on the inside between turns 3 and 4, has lead, trying to get points. Corey's still in the box.
I'm just watching in awe at this right now. With a spin at the front, Punch Buggy is through.
We do have a penalty, though. We've got a cut track penalty at the very end.
Punch Buggy now headed to the box, cannot call the jam. King Corey is released from the box.
We've got 38 seconds left of the jam. It's going to go for the full 2 minutes.
It is so loud in here. We are going to have at least one more jam, though. Even though this jam is going to go the full 2 minutes, there is going to still be more than 30 seconds on the clock to finish out this tournament. I am fairly certain things are probably going to stay the way they are right now, which means Pittsburgh is on the verge of punching their ticket to go to Nationals. I do not believe they went to Nationals last year, so this is a very big deal to Pittsburgh to be able to have a chance to go to Nationals and play at the National Championship in just a few weeks.
Which is incredible.
So exciting.
But Savannah's like, I'm not going to let you punch that ticket until the end of this game.
Nope, Savannah is going to fight all the way, and they are going to be like, you are going to have to earn this ticket to Nationals, and we are going to fight, and we are going to make you work for every single point. And maybe Savannah's even going to throw a few points on the board themselves, like they just did, outscoring Pittsburgh 3-1 on that 3-0 on that last jam.
Really was something. Like and during this whole game, it has not felt like what it is.
No!
Like the score that's up there doesn't feel like the game that we're watching, because both teams are here just going, we're going to give it our all. Whatever the outcome, we're going to give it our all.
Absolutely. Oh, these teams are so excited. Everybody's cheering for the skaters, cheering for each other. The striped helmet means they are the pivot. The pivot can take the star from the jammer if the jammer gets tired and wants to give it to them. We have not had a lot of pivot passes in this.
We have not, no, because lead's pretty much been retained by a single individual, and the other team is getting out fast enough that they don't need to use that star pass as a resource.
Yes, the crowd is all on their feet. Every single person except for us is standing up right now.
We can stand. Do you want to stand?
Do you want to stand?
Are we allowed
Let's
to stand? Are we going to mess up the...
No, we've got headsets. We can stand. Sirius is now the only person in here that's sitting down.
And our scoreboard operator and our score table, who looks very professional over in the corner.
Yes, this is so exciting. I'm just rooting for all of it. Monster is leading a cheer as he's waiting for this official timeout to end. Amazing. As the officials are getting ready.
If you're at home, you should stand up too. Join us.
I think we had a timeout for a biohazard.
That could be possible.
Yes,
yeah, I did see that we took an official timeout.
Sirius and I are looking at each other because we may have some casual little bets on how many biohazards are going to happen in a day.
I know. I'm a part of those bets.
I don't know. I don't know what the over/under ended up being, so we'll find out later.
We'll find out.
Pittsburgh's last trip to nationals was 2 years ago. This will be their second time going to champs. That is so cool, Elsie. Oh, they must be so excited, but they're going to have to play one more, I guarantee you, really hard jam.
It could be two. You never
know.
The
whole crowd is shouting, "Let's go, Monster." Sirius, unfortunately, is going to start this last jam in the box, but will be coming out in a little bit more than 10 seconds.
Yeah, Sirius is sitting down, so we know that there's more than 10 seconds there.
Yep.
Everybody's lining up at the back jam line.
Oh, look at this interesting way that these Pittsburgh skaters are lining up around. It's funny because they're like ready to go, and the refs are not.
Well, the refs are making sure that all the safety is happening and that everybody is ready for what they need to do. We have a great ref crew here this evening.
Persephone says that Monster is the hype man for the team. I am not surprised because he has been hyping up Derby Date Night as well and is one of our members, and I have just enjoyed chatting with him.
Derby Date Night's very hypeable. You guys are doing great stuff.
Oh, thanks. We like to be hyped. Nathan has had the privilege of watching Corey become an amazing athlete.
Scrummy little start here at the very top of the line. Spread out pack.
Well, I think with Pittsburgh at the end of this going to champs, Corey's Monster is like, you know what? I'm going to try and get lead jammer here.
This fight, Pittsburgh is recycling up in their tripod, doing a great job of staying together.
And there
playing
it is.
Offense.
Monster with the final lead jammer
Sirius out of the box.
Sirius is out of the box and coming into the pack. Monster's coming around on a first scoring pass. Sirius not eligible to score any points yet. Has to make it through that initial. This is amazing. The pack is speeding up and Sirius is through. He will be eligible. Oh, Monster with the apex jump to grab 4 more points. The period clock has ended. We are in jam time only, and the crowd has gone wild.
Sirius bobbing and weaving through the pack, which is very spread out right now between turns 4 and 1. A good drawback here by, Clarabera.
Sirius and Monster both stuck in the pack. Sirius juking around and getting past Saleya to get 4 points for Pittsburgh. Monster was able to get 4 points. 6 points for Savannah. Unofficial score, Pittsburgh 256, Savannah 137. Pittsburgh will be going to the national championships.
Congratulations, Pittsburgh.
And since we all in this regional have fallen in love with Pittsburgh, all of our love is going to go towards Pittsburgh, wishing them the best of luck in the national championship. Please tune in on July 12th and 13th in Loveland, Colorado. There are 9 regional tournaments that are happening. 5 of them happened this weekend. There are 4 more next weekend, so you can watch those if you go to JRDA's Facebook page and their website. You can see what's going to be happening. Oh, actually, no, I can tell you what's going to be happening next weekend. We have got the female division in Ventura, California. The open division will be playing in Des Moines, Iowa, Rome, Georgia, and York, Pennsylvania. So we will find out who the other 4 teams are that are going to be going to nationals on top of the 5 teams that punched their ticket this weekend.
We're going to have so many great games coming up here, and nationals is going to be an absolute fireworks display of incredible roller derby that we've got going on right now.
Absolutely. Abby, thank you so much for coming on Derby Date Night and being here with me. I really appreciate it. Sirius and I love having our third wheels with us on our Derby Date Nights. If you've enjoyed what you're watching, subscribe because Derby Date Night is going to be live for the next 2 weekends. We've got games happening. So subscribe so you can find out where you're going to see Derby Date Night next We love you all. Thank you for joining us for this amazing tournament. We are so lucky and privileged to have been able to showcase these amazing young junior skaters. Congratulations to Pittsburgh. We love y'all. See you soon on Derby Date Night.